Hey everyone, it's Jason and this is your cruise news update. And we have a passenger being accused of stealing $1,000. We have a flood on the Wonder of the Seas. And unfortunately, we have a brawl that shut down a pool at Coco Cay. So cruise story number one, and this one's a wild one, and I can't wait to hear your feedback. So what are your thoughts on finders keepers? So there was a passenger, he was on a European cruise out of Barcelona, Spain. He didn't say which cruise line he was on, but he did say he was in the retreat area. And based off the timing and things like that, I figured out it was the Celebrity Ascent, because the retreat is their suite-only area. So every morning he would go for a walk, 10 laps on the jogging track. He said he was starting his walk and he looks down and he sees some money. And it's $10 US in small bills. So he picks it up, looks around, doesn't see anybody. Puts it in his pocket, continues his walk, doesn't see anybody looking for money. And you can tell when someone's lost something. They're looking around. He said there was no one else out there. He goes back to his cabin. They were in port, so he goes about his day. They went on an excursion, and later that day, his butler knocks on his door and says, "Hey, did you find any money on the jogging track?" And he goes, "Absolutely, I did. Didn't get a chance to turn it in. Totally forgot about it. I'm going to give this person the benefit of the doubt." So, hands over the money. No big deal, right? Well, the next day, he gets a phone call from guest services. And they say, "Could you come down to guest services? We have some more questions about the money you found." He thought, well, that's weird. So he goes down to guest services and he says after about 2 minutes, he realizes he's being basically interrogated. And he goes, "What is going on here?" And they said, "Well, the other passenger that lost the money said they lost over $1,000 and they're accusing you of stealing it." He goes, "Look, I found $10. That's all I found." And they said, "Well, if you can't resolve this, we're going to have to turn this over to Spanish officials." He said, "I did not find $1,000. I only found that." And they basically said, "Well, you left us no choice." So he came to Reddit and asked, "Have you ever ran into something like this? What are your guys' thoughts?" Most people said, "Feels like a scam." Someone said, "Someone lost some money in the casino and had a hard time telling his wife, 'I lost $1,000. Others then, though, said, "Why didn't you turn the money in originally?" Finders isn't always keepers. And what do you think about that? Would you have turned the money in? And I gave him the benefit of the doubt. He gave the money to the butler when he asked for it. Now, they did not give an update. But here's the thing. If you're in that position, I'm going to say, let me see that video. Because picking up $10 is, thin versus $1,000. I mean, if they're all in 20s, that's a pretty thick wad of money. And let's face it, if there's $1,000 that someone dropped and you're walking for over an hour, within an hour, I think you're going to figure out you dropped $1,000. Also, that money would have been blown all over the place. You're on a cruise ship. Let's face it, those areas, even when it's calm, it's windy. So, sorry, no update as of yet, but what would you guys think? What would you do? And is finders always keepers? Let me know in the comments. So, cruise story number 2 and the Royal Promenade on the Wonder of the Seas was flooded from the sprinklers being tripped. Now, we have no idea why they were tripped. Here's a video of it right here. Now, what gets me about this video is the crew members are just like, ho hum, no big deal. Like they've seen this happen often. Now, it did happen last year on the Symphony of the Seas when a fog machine from a Halloween party went off and it basically tripped them. So obviously not that time of year for this, so we don't know what happened, but they said in about an hour it was totally cleaned up. The Royal Promenade, and the only area that was affected was the Bionic Bar area where they pulled the carpet and the pad up and they have it blocked off. What do you guys think about this? Have you ever seen this on a cruise? Let me know in the comments. So before I get to cruise story number 3, I would ask that you please like this video and consider subscribing, as it does help the channel grow. If you could do that for me, I would greatly appreciate it. Thanks so much. So cruise story number 3, and what is wrong with people? Why do people get in fights on cruise ships? You spend thousands of dollars, time, effort, you take time off of work, only to get into a fight and then get banned from the cruise line. So reports are that on Royal Caribbean's Coco Cay, there was a big fight. Some are calling a brawl, up to 30 people. Now, you're probably like, Jason, well, where's the video? What's wild about this is the video has been posted. I went to record it, download it, and it was deleted. Many people are like, wow, that was quick. And this has happened multiple times on TikTok. So I have a couple screen grabs of the fight right here. I don't personally think it was 30 people, but that's what some people were reporting. Now, what's wild is one of my subscribers sent me a heads up and sent me this picture right here. It's also very similar to the picture that's on Reddit, and they said they had to empty out the pool because apparently one of the persons got hit and started to bleed into the pool and everyone had to leave. That's like, 1,000 people or more maybe? 2 ships in port have to get out of the Oasis Lagoon. So I don't think I've ever seen it during the day empty like that. I said the good thing was it was around 3 o'clock and it was almost time to go back to the ships anyway. What do you guys think about this? Why does this continue to happen on cruise ships? Now, here's the thing. We've talked about this plenty of times, is there should be a no cruise list. And what's interesting is I don't know if you guys are aware, there's been 2 people that are in Congress that are trying to pass some more regulations on cruise ships, higher security standards. I don't think the cruise lines are going to be real happy about it, but I think what they need to put a part of that is a no cruise list. So if you're caught fighting on Royal Caribbean, then you can't go on Norwegian or Carnival Cruise Line or any of its affiliate brands. None of them. You're done. Now, some people say, hey, that's a little much to do that as a lifetime ban on all of them. Okay, then do 10 years. Can't imagine 10 years without cruising, but that would be severe. What do you guys think about this? What stops this? Now, I think the theme on a lot of these cruises is they're 3 and 4 day cruises. People are going to party. They're going to have a good time. And then what else is involved? Alcohol. And people just can't walk away when they have, 5, 6, 8, 10 drinks in them. What do you guys think? Should there be a no cruise list? Let me know in the comments. So I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you again for the continued support. And until I talk to you soon, happy cruising.